Saints offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak on Derek Carr's return. Trevor Penning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. I love Klint Kubiak like a brother. Everybody knows that. But I need to see more. Okay, half the fan base wants him to be the next head coach. Half the fan base wants to fire him and hire Ben Johnson, which is, I guess, just how football rolls. But I need to see a little less conservative play calling from Klint, and this is the week to do it. We're playing the Panthers. Spoiler, they are ass. Derek Carr is back. The whole playbook should be open. We're relatively healthy. Sans, Eric McCoy, Chris Olave, Taysom Hill. Everyone's back, besides Kendra Miller. But, it is what it is. There's no excuse. So I want to see more of week 1 and week 2 in week 9. I needed to see that play calling. I need to see that creativity. I need to see pushing the ball downfield. I need to see the rushing attack. I mean, if Alvin Kamara doesn't have 100 yards rushing against the Carolina Panthers, I got a lot of questions. Okay, I need to see it, and it's not a quantifiable thing. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Hey, I want to see 34 points. Hey, I want to see 500 yards." I want to see the design and the creativity and the philosophy and the innovation that I saw in the first 2 weeks and that I heard about all in the offseason. So, Klint, talk to me.
Hey, I wanted to just start off. I got a good friend in Denver. His name's Zach Grossi. He's a coach, diagnosed with cancer, coaches for the Broncos. Just a really good coach, good person that's fighting a battle. And I just want everybody to keep him in their thoughts and prayers for him and his family.
Absolutely. T's and P's, Zach Grossi.
Any questions? Let's go.
Did you work with him while you were in Denver, or did you know just
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, this is crazy. For a second, I was having like Inception, because usually the sirens and all of that is happening outside of my window, and now it's happening in the video. I mean, we got a forklift backing up. It sounds like an 18-wheeler's unloading a siren. There's a multi-car police chase happening behind them. Damn.
Was Derek's return due for helping you guys maybe get into maybe more manageable situations? How much did he help?
Oh yeah,
It sounds like a
great
dog
to have him
whistle.
back in practice. Took command immediately.
Thank you.
And I know that he gives the guys a lot of juice to have him back in the game. So he's been working his tail off, and you can tell that he's been really excited to get back. You can just see his excitement, his level of play and practice thus far has been excellent. So really looking forward to his leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, say what you want about Derek Carr. I think he's a top 15-ish quarterback. He was certainly playing like a top 15-ish quarterback before he got hurt. Small sample size, but it is what it is. The team desperately needs someone to look to. They desperately need some kind of stability. Like, if you think about a couple of the last games, you got Spencer Rattler taking a snap from Connor McGovern, who wasn't on the team a month ago. Spencer Rattler's a rookie, 5th rounder. He's looking out wide to Bub Means, 5th-round rookie, over there to Mason Tipton, undrafted rookie. He's got rookies all over. He's got rookies or first-year players or practice squad players all over the line. I mean, there desperately has to be somebody on the offense for people to look to. And even Kubiak, first-year offensive coordinator. You got a first-year offensive coordinator in the headset of a 5th-round rookie quarterback calling plays in a huddle with a bunch of other 5th-rounders and undrafted rookies. It's a crazy situation. So to have Derek Carr come back in, at least stabilize things as an 11-year veteran is absolutely much needed.
Kind of related to that, like the 3 games that Spencer started and Jake played in those, like the sack numbers went way up. Is that in part just because of like the way the game script played out, or is that some of the inexperience showing in that too?
Well, maybe it was the fact that we were down 7 offensive linemen against the best, probably the two best defensive fronts in the NFL in Tampa Bay and Denver. Oh, and the Chiefs. Well, Derek Carr was in that game. But, I mean, yeah, there's a lot that goes into that. First of all, sacks should be a quarterback stat. Second of all, when you've got, Vita Vea or whoever going against Connor McGovern and, the Denver front, you got Lucas Patrick trying to hold down the fort. It is what it is. And, yeah, quarterbacks do hold, young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks, whatever, do tend to hold the ball more. I was talking about this in the comment section. One of the analytic groups that I always show, they look at what sacks are quarterback driven and what sacks are offensive line driven. Sacks are very similar to like interceptions, where if you look at them from 10,000 feet away, you think all interceptions are the same, right? You think all interceptions are just quarterback makes a mistake, throws it into a defender's arms. You think all sacks are the same, right? Like if I ask you, like in your mind, what's a sack? You're going to say, I can go ahead and I'm going to draw it out for you. Tell me how true this is. It is the right defensive end beating the tackle and then sacking the quarterback. That is in your mind a sack. So when you see sacks, you initially go to, oh, the offensive lineman got beat. But just like interceptions, how many interceptions do you see hit a wide receiver in the hands, tips up, interception happens, right? How many sacks do you see where quarterback's in a wide open pocket, sitting there, quarterback tries to move around, trips all over his own shoes and gets tackled. So those kind of stats to the, like if you want to look at them on a really shallow sense, but I think those are good examples of stats that you got to have context to, otherwise you have no idea where the stat came from.
Yeah, I think it's never one thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when your attempts are up, when you're in these games, you're down multiple scores, and that's usually going to have the sack numbers go up too. But it's a lot of things. It's coaching, playing, and it's a team negative that we're definitely working to fix.
What did you like from the run game last week? What got you guys going a little bit?
Yeah, they ran the ball pretty well. 5.6 yards to carry, pretty solid.
Yeah, I think definitely showed a spark there. We got young guys that are playing good. Kendra coming in and giving us some life in there, and I know he's dealing with an injury, but him and Taysom Hill and having Caesar back was a big help.
When you have to sit a young quarterback down mid-game, what's kind of the messaging to make sure that doesn't become, because obviously you want the development to be there.
Yeah.
You don't want that to
Good question.
come under.
Yeah, well, I think, when you draft a guy like that, you draft a guy who's really mentally tough, so that's not something I think I was worried about at all, how he's going to deal with it, because he's made of the right stuff. So, in that game, in a game where you're down, just trying to get a new spark. Made a change in the middle of the game, but we drafted a really mentally tough guy that's going to keep working.
What were kind of one or two hurdles that he wasn't able to get past in this this go round that he can work on and improve next time he gets out?
I think those are things we keep in house. We talk about together, and there's plenty of things that he's working on, and there's plenty of things that I could have done to help him.
Man, damn it, Klint. My man, I was just about to say, I think that's a good time for Klint to take accountability for some of his play calling, which he did at the end right there. But I tweeted about it at the time. I have said it in multiple videos. I don't think Klint Kubiak did much to help anybody that game. I mean, Jake Haener, a little bit when he first came in, we started doing some trickeration. We started pushing the ball downfield. But Spencer Rattler, I mean, his average depth of target had to be 2-3 yards. I mean, everything. It might not even have been 2-3 yards. Everything was line of scrimmage, screens to the sideline, and when it's already hard enough in that situation, but I thought Kubiak just totally handcuffed Rattler in that game. So I'm glad he is saying he could have done more to help him, because he absolutely, I think that was Klint's worst game as an offensive coordinator.
So with that being said, he got a lot of great experience, and looking forward to the rest of his career. He's got a bright future ahead.
What would be just kind of the midseason review of Trevor Penning to this point?
Good. He's been good. He's been better than last year, I'll tell you that. I think they utilize Trevor well. I think they know what he's good at, and they do keep him in that world. But, and that's one of those things where you got to remember too, ladies and gentlemen, Klint Kubiak is in his first year as an offensive coordinator. So to a certain extent, Klint Kubiak is kind of under the same learning curve, and he's kind of growing the same as you would want a rookie to grow, right? He's going to make mistakes. Very rarely does an OC get in their first year and then you see oh my God, this guy's unbelievable. This guy's on a whole different level. Kubiak has shown some really good things. Trevor Penning is a good example of how they utilize him and how they protect him versus last year, what this offensive line looked like. Some of the running game stuff is a good sign too. you're going to have your hurdles, which is why when people say like Klint Kubiak should be the head coach, like he's not even a good OC yet. Like we have to allow him to be a good OC and to get comfortable being an offensive coordinator. There's good, there's bad. I would say we've seen more good than bad. So we just need to see more of that. And I hope that as the team gets healthy for the remainder of the season, we continue to see more of that good.
You know, when you're kind of going week to week, I guess it doesn't hit my mind very much to think about how he's been doing. But I think he had a good start. I think he's grown a lot as a player. I think he's working his tail off, and we're really counting on him. So he's a player that we trust, a player that's still improving.
No clue what the question is. We're in the middle of an airdrop here.
Yeah, definitely. It's just the next game that we got to go win. You know, we got a lot to prove. We got a lot of production that we've left out there, and you know, with Derek and with all the guys coming back, you know, we just got to go put together a good game plan and go strain throughout 4 quarters. Have not put that together recently, and we get another opportunity to prove it this week.
It kind of seems like an obvious question, but when you're adding an 11-year vet back into the mix versus like a rookie who's experiencing this for the first time, like what does that add to what you can do offensively?
I mean, it's got to be the entire playbook.
Number one thing is just when you just look around the huddle and the operation, and at the end of the day, the quarterback is getting everybody on the same page, you know, and I think you feel that from a veteran quarterback's presence, just the operation of practice. So that's just kind of the first thing that stands out to me. But I think Derek's done a great job of taking the lead this week.
I know that you guys, a win is a win at this point, but based on how y'all played against Carolina in week 1, how emphatic are y'all in trying to get that same level of offensive production this week?
So the question, if you couldn't hear it amongst us in the middle of an absolute an aerial circus, the question was, with how good we were against Carolina, how much of the emphasis is on getting back to that kind of performance this week against a similar opponent?
Yeah, I think it's
and by similar, I mean exact same, obviously.
That game might as well have been last year, you know, it was in the dog years of the NFL.
Very true.
Put some good stuff on film that week, but we know that that doesn't carry over into this next game. So it's just it's a new game, a new season.
He was talking about like the technique for holding. Is there something about like the way guys are learning at the first year of the system that you're seeing it maybe crop up a little bit more than you're used to, or would you just how'd you assess kind of the
I don't know that question either.
Yeah,
I'm looking overhead.
It's got to start there, and we got to do a better job as coaches as being better teachers of technique. And you know, honestly, there's some games that you could get called for a hold on every play in the NFL and not get called, and there's some where you think you get away with it and you get 5 in a game. And that's not an excuse for us. We have to be a lot better, and it kind of all starts with how you prepare and how the film that you study, and the looks that you're getting don't surprise you, because that's usually what happens. You get to a game and something that surprises you, reach out and hold and grab, and here we go, it's 2nd and 20. So those are things that those are coachable errors.
What have you seen from Fuaga the last few weeks?
Fuaga's been sweet too.
I've just seen a rookie that's ascending and is getting better, and he's been a really solid player for us that we expect a lot out of, and that we're going to keep demanding more out of.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, you got to be pretty comfortable saying that Talise Fuaga, great draft pick, and cornerstone tackle. Will he play left tackle his whole career? Will he move back to right? Will he? I don't know, but I mean, unbelievable. I mean, you could. Joe Alt has had one hell of a rookie year, but I think Fuaga is right up there with one of the best offensive linemen in this draft.
We got to get him better, and he's working his tail off to get better.
Well, how much did last week's game influence the decision to choose the backup this week?
I would leave that question up to DC, but I would feel very comfortable using any one of those guys as our backup. I know I said that too when Spencer became the starter.
So a lot of people are confused about this. I don't know why, but the question was, what is the reason for having Jake Haener as the backup this week when Spencer Rattler was the back? We've seen how that's all played out. Let me explain this to y'all. Derek Carr was the starter. They put Haener as the backup to let Rattler keep pushing towards something. They see Rattler as the high risk, high reward, higher ceiling long-term player. Carr goes down. They're in what they think is a must-win situation. So they go with who they think will give them the better chance to win that game, which is Spencer Rattler. Okay? They believe, again, if both quarterbacks, we'll do Madden terms to make it easy, if both quarterbacks, if Hayner's a 72, Rattler's a 71, but a little more dynamic, then they're thinking, well, we could have the more dynamic quarterback who virtually plays the same that we think is our long-term answer anyways, so we'll develop him. They put Rattler in, okay? They see 3 games of Rattler. Now, those 3 games, you overall grade pretty poor. So now that fluid kind of how their perception of him is low. Okay, so now they're thinking, well, whatever we thought was there dynamically, whatever we thought was there playmaker-wise, whatever we thought was there, that little bit of special something, whatever, maybe we overestimated. So now you put Rattler back as the 3rd string, and you're basically putting the kibosh on that experiment, that project for this season. I think Rattler had just 3 games. I think that was good. I think it probably will help him develop, whatever. But I think they've seen enough to determine, okay, he is not as far along as we thought he was. He certainly needs more time. So now we'll put the lid on that. We'll protect him, put him at 3rd string, and we'll let Carr be the starter, obviously. But then Hayner will be the backup if Carr does go down or if, whatever. Hayner will get the next shot in there. That's how this works. I don't understand how it seems like people are very confused on the idea of like a fluid evaluation of a player. Like at the beginning of the season or in preseason, Rattler looked way better than Hayner. Over 3 games of seeing him in the NFL, you could tell he's really struggling. So it's not crazy to take your priors, mix them with what you're seeing now, and then readjust how things are going. Like same with Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, a year ago, people were like, damn, this guy could be the MVP. Like this guy, he got hurt, whatever, but man, he's about to be incredible. This year, through 6 games, or however many games he's played, I think 6 games, he's been terrible. So then you have a fluid evaluation, you're like, bench him, get him out of there. So people are really hung up on this depth chart thing, but it does not surprise me that the Saints are kind of moving the chess pieces around as their evaluations kind of continue.
Starter all along, both of those guys were earning of starter reps.
What would Mason Tipton have to keep doing to see more production in this offense? Obviously, it's been pretty scattered for him.
Yeah, it was just got to keep working his tail off, and when the ball finds him, make plays. I think he's made plays when he's been asked to, and it has been plenty of guys coming in and out of the lineup at receiver, so he does have opportunities. He just when the ball finds him, just go make plays. I'm really happy with Mason. I love the way he practices. I love how intelligent he is, and he is deserving of opportunities for sure.
The Saints, I saw where Spencer Rattler is impacted by drops more than any quarterback in the NFL over the last 3 games. Doesn't surprise me when you factor in that those receivers are Mason Tipton and Bub Means. Like Bub Means is good. Mason Tipton is good. Should they be a 1 or a 2 right now in the NFL? Absolutely not. So, now Chris Olave, Scantling, we got some more guys kind of coming in here, but it's just been a tough ask for all these guys. Like Mason Tipton dropping tough catches is not surprising. Bub Means dropping tough catches is not surprising. That's what you expect from a 5th rounder, or in Mason Tipton's case, not even a 5th rounder, right? So there you go, Klint Kubiak interview. Hopefully things turn around this week for the offense. Hopefully we see more of what we saw in the first couple of weeks. I sure hope so. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.